Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to a small talk called how to default technique. GL, as in in any journal, we need to enter the code. So, often you can see there is one segment called the future segment where you don't enter any a particular business values by default Oracle suggests to enter only three false values, zero zeros, and every time like since there is no other value than the zeros, every time it will be very difficult to enter manually. So instead of entering manually these zeros, we can default these future segments when we are entering the journal in also transaction. We have one process for that. We need to use the CO instance. So I just so how to configure this default segment value as well as how can we use this default segment value in our calculation finance. Just open I'll just open the org instance. First, need to come to the chart of account structure first, and then click on the structure instance, and then select your instance. So click on edit button here, and you have to choose which segment you want to make it default. As I said in our example, I want to default a future segment, and here default type you need to select as a constant, and then you need to enter the default value 000. Like this default value should already have been configured. For example, if I go future and if I go to the manage values search, you can see this value is already configured in this future segment. Similarly, if I go to the company value, I want to default company value as the company segment value for time being. So I want to check what are the values we have. Go to manage values, click search. Maybe I want to default this particular value, so I'll just copy it and then click edit button and select your default type as constant. Now you have to enter the particular segment value. This redempty will always get default. You see. This may take some time. So meanwhile, I'll show how can we use this default segment value. So if I go to wait, if I go to the any invoice creation page, and we need to enter the distribution combination, right? So if I click on this one, see this value has been default without doing anything. Similarly, if I go to journals as well, we can create any journal. If I click on this code combination, you will see that this particular value has been defaulted. So you don't need to manually select every time. So this will automatically get defaulted. So this is the use of this is the use of the default segment value. So mostly every business use default segment value for especially for this future segment, and there is no any other value than only single value. If you, like for example, in any segment you have only one single value, in that case also business use this default segment value. Yeah, this is all about this topic. If you have any doubts or clarification needed, please do comment. I'll try to respond. Thank you so much.